Commissioners, a month ago, we had the opportunity at our public business meeting to talk about the Cumberland Baseball Committee initiative. And Mr. Buckley made a presentation to us, and we threw it out there for public comment. And we'd like to kind of move our discussion along, at least the formal part of our discussion along. And today, Councilman Caparelli and Sean Herford are here to provide some insight on this initiative and how that might impact the city of Cumberland. And Jeffrey, if you could kick things off.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Commissioners for once again allowing us this opportunity to speak about Tri-State Mountain Baseball Initiative. And as the Administrator said 2 weeks ago, I gave a presentation at the public meeting introducing the potential exploration of interest in the market for professional baseball with a not-to-exceed cost of $7,500. The reason county staff has asked for a few minutes of your time here this afternoon is twofold. First, I wanted to report that I myself have not received any further comments by any way of communicating concerning the exploration study since the public meeting 2 weeks ago. And secondly, although the city of Cumberland did not initiate this exploration study, city staff has been involved in meetings and discussions, and they do have an opinion about it. And that county staff has asked the city to come this afternoon to make their opinion known, to express it to the commissioners. So with that said.
Well, thank you, Jeff. I guess the simplest way of saying it is, from sitting in meetings with Jeff and Mark Malik, $7,500 especially, it's definitely worth doing an exploration. And it's something that could have a positive impact on the community, Allegany County, City of Cumberland, and at $7,500 it's worth at least doing some exploration, and if there's something that can happen, then that's excellent. If there's not, we'll try.
We used to play baseball together, actually.
Yeah, we did.
A long time ago.
From Pee Wee all the way up.
It's ironic, isn't it?
Hey, Jeff couldn't hit the curveball, is that right?
Yeah, he did a lot better than I did.
Or you could throw the curveball.
Does the city council discuss this any, or?
I've been the only one that has spoken to Sean about this issue thus far. They've been briefed that we were coming, basically the direction we were taking on it, and due to the limited involvement, there was not necessarily like a vote needed or anything at this point. But they are up to speed as the study goes forward.
Jeff's talk, Sean, has your office gotten any pros, cons, thoughts? Or?
We actually did get contact. The only contact we've had was from somebody in Virginia, actually, that was calling to say how wonderful they thought the concept was. Other than that, no.
Is this $7,500 locking us into buying a multi-million-dollar stadium or something like that?
No, that's what I said. Once again, I would just reiterate for the record that this is a not to exceed $7,500 for exploration in the market. And once again, we're, we've heard it said that, hey, these groups, these consultants will always find a team out there for you, and we're not just going to take their word for it. I mean, we're going to ask for a written statement, and basically that written statement's going to have to declare to us what their conditions are. We want to know if this is a legitimate interest and not just something that's said. We want something behind it, if you will. And we are in no way saying that this is committing the commissioners or the city council or anyone else to a $60,000 study, which would be the full-blown operational feasibility or startup costs, that sort of thing. And in no way, shape, or form are we saying that we're breaking down what the what the construction cost of this thing's gonna be. And, that's a whole another, can of worms that would be discussed if and when we would get to that point.
I wanted to ask Jeff, you said about the study itself, it's not going out to find a team specifically, it's to see if there's a particular league or et cetera that would fit our.
Yeah, that's the
Or
other part.
demographic.
Yeah, that's the other part of this, is it's not just, just going out and putting the feelers out all over and just trying to find a team somewhere. This is actually going to be done that it's looking at us as a niche, Alleghany County as a niche to see if it actually fits, the feasibility of it.
Okay. I've had one constituent by email, and then I had one by phone call, who were against the idea. I'm not sure that they didn't understand that this was not committing the city or the county to building a municipal complex. I certainly, there's one thing I can guarantee, that I won't be a commissioner come January 1st, 2015. And so as a fellow taxpayer, I would be not in favor of county tax dollars building a municipality, but I don't, a stadium. But I don't see this as that. I just see this as, is there a team out there that would match up with the demographics that we have to offer, and trying to find then maybe a private entity to actually finance something like this. I can see it now. Sheets Stadium, Caparelli
Yeah.
Stadium. I can guarantee you it will not be the dry cleaning shirts stadium.
And also, I believe you told us Mr. Malik did an informal study looking into this.
He did. The extent of Mr. Malik's expertise in this is before we even ventured to this, spending any money on this, we said, hey, we have Mark Malik with his expertise in doing small business stuff. He's able to run some calculations. He has some of the software to look at startup costs and operational costs. So we said, hey, Mark, why don't you take this and run it through your formulas to see if this, even remotely looks good on paper. And to be quite honest, we thought, this is going to come out pretty poor. And we thought, hey, this whole thing will probably just go away once he looks at it. But lo and behold, when Mark did some of these numbers, it didn't come back as poor as what we thought it would. And you're looking at basically a cost flow analysis, or cash flow analysis coming in. So, there are certain assumptions and conditions that would have to be put into this, that, you have this cash flow coming in. So again, this is not just a professional baseball team. This would have to be a much larger commitment than that, most likely, to make it feasible, a total redevelopment project. You have something to throw in there?
Yeah, not much larger, just to clarify, not a much larger financial commitment, but more of a
Yes.
much larger use of a facility. That was,
Yeah, I guess,
sure that's
and I
clear.
could go ahead and throw this out here too. I mean, I've been working with some private developers here of late. Mostly, they're exploiting LaVale quite a bit. But I've mentioned this project to several of them, and it's, they've been quite interested in wanting to hear more about how they could, take part in such a venture. So that's what, this is looking for possibilities. I don't want to be the guy that says we didn't try to look at anything. That's part of our job in economic development, is to leverage public funding to get private funding, to get more private funding put in the project. So for a little bit of public funding put out there, I want to see is there a possibility of bringing a lot of private dollars into Allegany County.
I think it's been very prudent on your department's behalf, Jeff, I think you've done a great job. I appreciate you lending a hand there, Sean. And this could be a shot in the arm.
I do like the idea, Jeff. You know, I'm not so much of a great baseball fan or nothing, but the idea I do like is finally, because I have had a lot of dialogue on this, finally someone is looking, because we just all talk about what's in the corner of the room. For the last 20 years, all we've heard is we could have had a minor league baseball team here. Tag the commissioners is it. They're the reason this don't happen. I have not had one person tell me it was a bad idea. Actually, I had, after our last meeting when it was tabled, I had almost 24 people tell me they thought it was silly that we didn't push through with it. We were going to let a nickel hold up a dollar. So that will be my stance. If there's a chance that we could find something, or this would lead to something, I'm all for it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, Commissioners, thank you very much, Jeff, Councilman, Sean. And
Next, put it on the agenda.
May the 1st for
May
a
the
vote. Okay. All righty, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Really well.
Thank you, Sean.
Yes, I do.